Hey guys, it's Barrett with the Gimpy Camper. We're coming at you today from Winchester, Tennessee at Timms Ford State Park. Timms Ford State Park is a state park that's on a 1,321 acre area of land at the Timms Ford Reservoir here in Winchester, Tennessee. The only negative about getting down here, especially from our area, is you do have to go up Monteagle and go down the side of that. And as long as you're comfortable towing your rigs in mountainous conditions, then it's no problem at all. It is pretty slow coming down though. They have it down to like 30-20 miles an hour. It's going to be based on your weight of your vehicle. A lot of that's for higher weights, but I felt better going a little bit slower down that mountain myself, which with my 2500 and my diesel, I absolutely love my exhaust brake. I only had to hit my brakes like one time on the way down that mountain. So I always love that just with the diesel truck, knowing that I always have fresh brakes. I'm going to start with some of the amenities here at Timms Ford State Park. So some of the amenities include a really nice golf course. It's a bear trace golf course. I don't know anything about golfing, but apparently that means something, right? They have a boat ramp. They have a playground for the kids. They do have a little marina area down at the boat ramp, and there you can apparently rent pontoon boats in the summertime. This is supposed to be an absolutely fabulous, gorgeous area in the summertime. Of course, the water's down right now, but you guys know I love winter camping, so here we are. They do have two separate RV campgrounds as part of this park. There are actually another few areas that you can go to, but the two RV campgrounds is the Timms Ford main campground. That's where we are today. And then there's the Fairview campground, which is absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. We drove over there. It is about 8 or 9 miles away from here. So I'm actually going to do that as a whole separate video when we come back, probably this summer, and spend some time there on the lake, because those sites are like right down on the lake. It just looks like an excellent summertime getaway. They have one campground that's just dry camping sites for tents. They also have a backwoods campground area. And uniquely enough, they have a few sites from reading the website that are actually like out on little islands that you can paddle to go to some sites, which, they're backcountry dry sites too, but that whole paddle in sites, that's really intriguing for me. I'm going to hit the cons real quick. Like I say, one of the cons incoming could be Monteagle. If you got to go through that area, a lot of people just hate driving through that area. It's not so bad as long as you are well within your tow limits of your vehicle and you're comfortable driving on mountains. Another negative for us is the cell phone service. We have 1 bar of 4G LTE with Verizon here. Sometimes it hits 2, but it's not very consistent. It's semi-usable. They do have park Wi-Fi here. They do have 2 different services for that. They have one that's free and one that's a subscription, but the subscription lasts for a year and it's only $3. But I'm going to tell you, we're about 100 feet from the antenna down here, and it was worse than my 1 bar of Verizon. And that's paying for the subscription service that gave you faster rates for 1 year. So I don't actually recommend doing that. I did it because I thought it's just $3. Worst case scenarios, I'm out $3, and I was out $3 because I've tried it 2 or 3 times. My phone actually automatically tries to connect to that, like when I first turn it on, and I actually hit forget network because it's faster just using my Verizon. Another con is a lot of these sites here in the main campground, including the site that I'm on right now, for some reason, the electrical and stuff, the hookups are on the wrong side of the pad. So they're at the side of your front door. This can cause you some issues if you don't have a cord long enough. My 30 amp cord was just barely long enough to reach. I thought I might have to drag the 50 out and use a dog bone, because I usually only use a 30 amp cord if I'm just going out for the weekend, because it's plenty for me. So if you're coming, be sure you have enough cord and you have enough water hose to reach over there if you're going to use those hookups. I will say that most of the sites here are nice and wide. They're usually about 2 cars wide. They're black topped, all except for the handicap sites, which I thought were kind of ironic because usually places have all gravel sites and then the handicap spots will be paved. Well, these have black top at virtually every other site, and there is like a separate tin area at each one of these sites too. But at the handicap sites, the parking pads were gravel. One is a nice big pull through though, and the other one's nice and private. So they're good sites and they're not real unlevel or anything. In the area where your picnic table and stuff, that's all paved. So, you know, I think that it's not a bad idea if you want a handicap spot, if you qualify for it. They do have quite a few trails around here. It's been a little bit rainy this weekend, and we had some friends come over yesterday. So I hadn't really walked on any of the trails, but it's nice wooded area out in the forest here. And you know, this campground in general, it's not bad. There's not really any bad sites. A lot of them are unlevel and a lot of them are shorter. And so you got to pay attention to how short they are and try to get a handle on how unlevel it is. A lot of the pads themselves aren't that unlevel, but whenever you step down to like go to the picnic table off of the blacktop, it can get pretty unlevel at some of them. So this video is going to be pretty short and sweet because I didn't have much time to explore with the rain and everything this weekend, but I'm going to go ahead and give you the sites that I would prefer to come here to Tims Ford State Park. So the sites that I would recommend is sites 1 and 2. Now, sites 1 through 4 all have a sewer hookup, so that's good to know. By the way, if you get a handicap discount or any discount through the state park system, those are considered premium sites, and they don't allow you to do the discounts on premium sites. I figured that out when I was making this reservation. But of those sites, 1 and 2 seem to be the best just because they are longer. 3 and 4 are pretty short, and you know, it's not a bad idea if you really want a sewer connection. Then I recommend site 7, which is where we are here. I also recommend site 35. Now, the thing with site 35, it is on the hill there above the lake. So you look down over the lake. The problem is it's decently short and it's not very level when you step off of the parking pad. You have to go down a little bit to go to your picnic table and stuff, but it's built up to have a parking pad there. And that's the best option that I saw as far as just having one of those sites that's over there along the water. But we're going to get to some better sites when we come back and we go to the other campground, because those were like all on the water. Like I said, the handicap sites aren't a bad option. They're just not paved. Site 51 is right behind the bathhouse. The bathhouse is nice and clean as well, and has separate showers. I always like the bathhouses that do have the separate showers. It is climate controlled in there. You know, it looks like it's been kept up really nice. I read a review that said the bathhouses looked like they were all worn out and nasty, and that wasn't the case whenever I went and looked at the one that's right here by the camper anyway. But that site 51, it's a big site, it's a big pull through. There is a tree like on the left-hand side of where you pull in and pull through, but I think most everybody can pull through there without having to back up. As well as site 52, which is a back-end site, but it had a lot more privacy because you don't have people going by you to go in that bathroom and that kind of stuff. If I was to pick one spot to say that was probably the best spot with no restrictions, it'd probably be site 52. Just because it is so private. However, it is a handicap site, so you got to have a qualifying factor in order to stay there. Now, if you're not going to RV camp and you're going to stay in a tent, I didn't get over to the tent only campground, but I'll say that the site that I would recommend here in this main campground if you were going to stay in a tent or a hammock would be site 43. It's just it's up kind of on a hill over the water and everything. There are some steps to go down from the parking pad to the tent pad. It's not too far. And of my options, that would be where I would stay if I was going to tent camp. So guys, I just want to thank you for joining us for our adventure here at Tims Ford State Park here in Middle Tennessee in Winchester. If you want to, come check this place out. I think that it's a really nice place, especially if you like to golf, because I've talked to some people that golf over there and they really like that golf course. So just come on over and hang out here with them. They're really nice people. They've treated me right while I was here, I can say that.
Dear not forget to hit that subscribe button.